Hello everyone and welcome to GT Manager 24. Yes, a massive thank you to Tiny Digital Factory for providing me with early access to this game. Fun fact, I actually worked with them on a video like 4 years ago, so it was really quite funny to get an email through from the team once again. But yeah, quickly of course before we dive into this, like I said, obviously this is the demo version of the game. It is not finalized just yet, but we're going to be having a look today, sort of seeing what it's about, and maybe this will be the game to get me back into some manager style games as well, because you know a couple of the other games I've been playing recently haven't quite had that spark and kind of that drive for me to play a whole lot more. But yeah, looking forward to diving in with this game. It feels very weird because I'm in my sim rig but using a mouse and keyboard. But yeah, today we're going to go through with some of the setup and that kind of thing then. So for those of you that don't know, this game is based on like World Endurance and IMSA, that kind of thing, which honestly I think is the perfect kind of place, because IMSA, Le Mans World Endurance at the moment is in an absolutely fantastic spot. I know this channel is usually dedicated to Formula 1 content, but I've been watching a load of like World Endurance. I watched a load of IMSA over the last weekend as well at the Daytona 24. So a game like this that kind of, you know, puts you in this world, I think is going to be really cool. Of course, as always, we are going to be 212 Motorsports. So yeah, looking forward to diving in with this game. Like I said, kind of seeing what it's about, and immediately, fair play. For a manager-style game, these graphics are really cool then. So this is your car factory building. Sorry, this is your car factory building. Its purpose is to build and equip better performance parts on your race cars. The driver building is where you train and improve stats of your drivers, assemble the best staff around your drivers to maximize their performance on the track. This is your garage, hosting all your different racing cars. Enter now to review your available racing cars. So I believe we had $1 million to spend. So you can see we've got some GT4 cars. We've got a nice Mercedes going past there. So the Lotus Emira, the Porsche 718 Cayman Sport, the Audi RS3 LMS, the Celine S1 GT4 car, and the Chevy Camaro there. We've then got, in terms of GT3, we have got the NSX Acura, the Audi R8, the BMW M4, and the Mercedes AMG GT3. The glorious GT2 cars, we've got the KTM Crossbow, the Audi R8 LMS GT2 car, the Porsche 935, I think that is so cool, the 911 GT2 RS Club Sport, the Celine S7R, that is a throwback. That thing was absolutely ridiculous back in the day. A few GTE cars, the Aston Martin Vantage, the Corvette C8, and the Brabham BT62. And then we have got some hypercars as well then. The Bugatti Bolide, the Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR Pro, and the Peugeot 9X8 LMH, isn't it, as well, there, as the Porsche 963 and the Scuderia Glickenhaus as well. So what car can we purchase then? We need to have a GT4 car, I believe. So I think we're going to run with that Celine, I reckon. And that is the car I want to start this game with then. So you can see we've got a nice little PI system as well. Oh no, it's the Porsche apparently. We've got the Porsche to kick off this game then. So time for some action. Enter to the championship section then. So what championship have we got coming up? So looks like we have got like an Asian series. We've got Bahrain, Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, Malaysia. Before then we're back in Bahrain, and the UAE once more there. Can we scroll down? No, it's actually a bit of a mystery as to where else we're going to be heading then. So this is actually a sprint. It looks like most of them are. This season is composed of 10 rounds to be raced on the world's most prestigious racing tracks. Aim for the top positions and score points every race to climb through the championship rankings then. So let's head in then. $350 to kickstart this. I'm very excited. I think this is going to be very cool. So we've only got a 7-lap race here in what is effectively Bahrain. I don't know whether we can actually call it secure though, to be completely honest with you. So I'm going to avoid doing that just in case. But yeah, this place is very Very cool then. So I believe we are hopefully heading into qualifying. I believe so. Up over the line. Top of the board. Simple as that. Look at that. 2 and 2 motorsports there. We will take P1 and P2 there. So our front row lockout as we head into the opening race of the season then. And for the race, you have to choose the tyre type to equip on both cars. And the weather is dry, you can choose a soft tyre for better performance or a medium tyre to reduce the number of stops. So I think we're going to start... I think we're going to split the strategy then. We're going to leave Maro Engel on the softs, and we're going to put Daniel Juncadella there onto the mediums then. So no more weather changes. It is Bahrain. We certainly hope not. So let's head in then to our very first race here of GT Manager. I must admit, yeah, I'm really impressed with the graphics. Lights out and away we go. So, I don't know if we can take a quick look around the HUD before we go into... Oh, here we go. It's going to talk me through it anyway. During the race, you don't directly control the cars. You can ask your drivers to increase or lower their speed. You want to push or use boost to overtake the car in front, or slow down to cool down your engine and tyres. Monitor those gauges to make the right decisions during the race. Stop at the pits when the tyre degradation is too high, and keep an eye on engine and tyre temperatures to adjust your driver's pace. Hold the fast forward button in the race at any time. Switch to race overview to see the race from atop then. So Juncadella struggling just a little bit then off of the start. You can see, yeah, we've got, I believe that's tyre life, obviously tyre temperature and engine. That's the boost, I'm guessing. So we get 3 boosts a race. As Juncadella is just dropping down the order at the moment. So we need to try and have a look with him. I think we're going to have to try and get him to push on just a little bit early on. He really has thrown me in. So hopefully Juncadella isn't going to lose too many spots. Actually, it looks like he's got a lot of cars that are all over him. So can we change the camera angle at all? It doesn't look like we can. So if I wanted to get like a race overview, there we go. So that's pretty cool as well then. But Maro Engel is already running away with it. Danny Juncadella though, oh, he's under a lot of pressure there. There's a couple of cars peeling into the pit lane already then. So it is a very, very short race here. Tyre life is going to be really, really difficult to try and manage in this one. As well, we might have to try and use a boost on Juncadella quite soon there if some of the other drivers are going to start struggling with tyres. He might be able to try and stretch this out to a no-stop strategy there, as it looks like the pit lane doesn't actually cost you too much time. Okay. So I don't quite know. There we go. So we can save a little bit of engine temperature then, or engine life. Got to try and make sure we keep it above, you know, really, really low, all in all there. So yeah, trying to make sure that you manage that is going to be really, really important here, as Maro Engel, yeah, just romping away at the front of this field on just lap 1 there. Juncadella, though, are we going to see a few more drivers into the pit lane by the end of lap 2? No, they're not. So AI, some of them might be 2-stopping then, so we'll try and go with a boost on Juncadella there. Obviously, you don't quite get this in real-life GT racing, but he's going to fly back down in towards turn 1. Not quite able to find anything, though, past some of the other cars. So, yeah, we'll have to save the engine once again there. Make sure that both drivers are keeping that in good nick. But I think, yeah, Engel is going to have to box probably the end of this lap, I reckon, onto those medium tyres. Have we got hard? No, it's just intermediates, isn't it? So he should be fine there. Let's try and get that thing to the end. We'll leave out Daniel Juncadella just for 1 extra lap then in this race. But yeah, just trying to make sure both drivers have got a nice, clean, tidy engine. As here comes Engel then into the pit lane. I've got no idea whether I need to do anything in terms of the pit stops, but that is going to be Juncadella. He's going to take the lead of the race. So Julia there just telling us that Maro should do 4.7 laps with this set of tyres on the car. So as he makes his way out of the pit lane, hopefully he's still going to be out ahead of pretty much everyone that hasn't boxed yet. Oh, almost into the back of someone on pit exit there. So we will set up Juncadella to head back into the pit lane then at the end of this lap. As you can see, Engel They're under pressure from someone else who's bolted on another set of the softs then. So maybe we've made a little bit of an error here. Not opting to take those soft tyres again, unless the AI are planning on just double stacking this thing. You can see Junkadea there getting out of the way of his teammate and struggling just a little bit. Keep some of these other cars behind, or give Eng a little bit of a boost there. Try and make sure that we stay ahead of a lot of the other cars there, as well, some of the drivers going really aggressive on strategy here. Others just kind of, I think, you know, there's a split between the mediums and the soft tyres, and the softs have clearly got quite an advantage at the moment. So yeah, there we go. Junkadea then back out onto those softs, and he's going to hopefully be flying to the end of this race then. So make sure we get him back up into medium attack, and we'll see what's going on then with Maro Engel, who's down to P4 then of the race. You can see a big tyre deficit between the softs and the mediums there. A good few seconds. So I quite like that on a game, you know, where the strategy is rather split out. You can actually see as well, yeah, this track very, very different to the one that we're used to in Bahrain in quite a few places there. And I actually think it would be quite a cool little race circuit. I'm a fan of the pit lane as well here. It's a rather obscure take, but it's the one I'm having at the moment then, as, yeah, we make our way, though, through the final corner. Unfortunately, you can't monitor any of the other drivers, which is a bit of a shame. Will be nice to kind of see what they're doing, you know, how well they're doing, because I think, to be honest, they might have absolutely mugged me off here, looking at the way this race is going at the moment. I'm going to try and use another boost then on... Oh, okay, so Junkadea actually had one spare by the looks of it. I don't know if you get an extra one. Oh, okay, so yeah, reliability then is way too low on Engel's car, so hopefully that's going to get all fixed up. So yeah, this is really actually quite interesting. So I think the key on this game is going to be managing all of that to the best of your ability there. Are we going to see the front runners stay out for the final lap? Have we? Oh no, they are pitting. Okay, so we might still have a chance to win this one then. I might not have thrown it away completely. As Junkadea then, where is he? Making his way down in towards the final corner. So Maro Engel, yeah, should retake the lead of the race. No, we've got a couple others that have stayed out, so their tyres are an even better nick than ours. So Maro Engel's really got to go for this, actually, and I think we're going to have to put them both onto full attack mode then on this final lap. As look at this, 3 wide as they make their way back out of the pit lane then. So Junkadea's got to go for it as well. This is suddenly becoming very, very congested here, and it looks like some of the AI have actually done very, very well in terms of their strategy then. We might have thrown this race completely away, which is not fantastic in my very first one. Junkadea's engine there is apparently in even more woes. We did have one driver retire. I'm not too sure what happened to them. But as we make our way through the final couple of corners then, Eng is going to try and have a look back down the inside of Junkadea. So our cars are going to be battling right at the end of this one. Are we going to see Junkadea look for it in towards the final corner? Oh, hey, that was very, very close there. Engine is going to expire, but we're pretty much then at the finish line. It's 9th and 10th from our front row lockout. We should have called ourselves Ferrari on this game, I reckon, because we absolutely threw that one away there. The AI comfortably able to use the soft compound tyres when all is said and done there. So not my finest showing in the world. But we will hopefully pick up some rewards as well there. Level 3 in terms of the XP, and we've now unlocked the marketing building as well there. So that's going to cost us half of our money to get that all set up. But you can see we've got a few other bits and pieces around which look quite cool. In terms of our drivers then, drivers building is where you train and improve your stats of your drivers, assemble the best staff around your drivers to maximize their performance on track. So velocity, ability to perform a fast lap, crucial for qualifying, overtaking, pretty obvious, consistency, and wet velocity then. So we have got quite a few real drivers, I believe, in this game, and obviously mix them in with some fake ones as well there. So Danny Junkadea, Maro Engel, of course. Can we, like, boost them up or anything? Apparently you can't. Can I hire, like, a race engineer or something? I think I might have gone into this a little bit too quickly there, but you can see, yeah, both drivers have their strengths, have their weaknesses, and I think, yeah, that's pretty cool as well then. So Car Factory what can we do in here then? So we can try and train up someone. And we will upgrade our brakes as well there to move us up to level 4. So we've unlocked the Manufacturer's Cup as well, which I suppose is pretty cool. But can we... I don't think, yes, we can't do anything else with that just at the moment there. But you can see we've got a lot of leagues that we need to do inside this game as well. So very, very cool. And I think, you know, this game is going to keep you very, very busy as well there. Let's head in then with our second race. Oh, here we go. We can have a look at the full calendar now. So it is just, yeah, UAE, Malaysia, and Bahrain there. But can we try and win this one? Let's try and wait and see if we can there. It's another 7-lap affair, so I think this time around we're going to try and bolt on a set of these soft compound tyres for the majority of the race. Look at that. You can see we've got a nice little harbour front as well around this venue. So this one's looking very, very different to anything that we have seen before. So let's see what the AI are going to be able to do in qualifying then. As you can see, Juncker once again, an Engel looking very, very quick. But I mean, this is so cool. I love this little feature in this game. But it is going to be... Oh, tied! Tied for pole position there between ourselves and TMI Racing with their Lotus. So, well, apparently we've taken it still, which is always nice. But yeah, this time around then we're going to stay on these soft tyres with both cars. No chance of rain once again then. So let's head into this thing. And you can see, yeah, Lotus TMI actually opting for a set of the medium compounded tyres off of the launch. So yeah, trying to make sure that we manage everything early on in this race. As Juncker will immediately try and inherit P2 there. We've got someone very, very aggressive though in the Audi S3 trying to look down the inside of the first couple of corners. So we will try and make sure that we sit defensive in front there. Try and basically give Maro Engel a big opportunity to run away at the start of this race then. But I just want to admire this track because this is, like I said, you know, I'm really impressed with the level of detail around this venue as well. You know, it is sort of meant to be quite an arcadey game. You know, it's meant to be a little bit of fun. So yeah, I think they've done a really, really good job with the graphics there as we make our way down the end of that monstrous back straight there. Not a lot of room to manoeuvre into that final hairpin. You can see both drivers actually able to keep the tyres in much better nick than I was anticipating in the first race that we did there. So as they make their way in through the final couple of corners then of lap 1, of course, I think you've just got to be really, really, you know, on top of managing the engine kind of life and things like that. So I think it's going to require a lot of kind of micromanaging it and really just kind of turning it on, turning it off, that kind of thing very, very quickly within the game there. Just obviously trying to manage the gaps to the cars around you there. So trying to make sure obviously it stays above 50%. And then of course, you know, making sure that you're trying to save the engine. I think honestly down the straight seems to be working quite effectively. But whether, you know, it's more worthwhile to do through the corners, obviously we'll find out with kind of more that we play with the game as well there. But so far so good. I think we'll probably split the strategy again. We'll probably bring Juncker in at the end of next lap, so he gets a little bit of breathing room and hopefully doesn't get undercut by some of our other drivers. The pit lane here looks far more simple than the last one did. So yeah, we'll confirm there. Box pit confirmed at the end of this lap. And of course, luckily with that, I believe you actually save a little bit of engine life as well in the pit stops. But I think, yeah, if you are playing this game, that's going to be the really big thing to manage here. Is trying to obviously make sure that your engine is in good shape all the time possible. You know, obviously trying to claim those marginal gains where you can. You know, obviously when a driver is going to pit and that kind of thing there, you can see Juncker is down to 43%. So going to make sure that it doesn't get too low before we dive into the pit lane there. But you can see he's closed in the gap on Maro Engel as well there. So Engel's going to have actually quite a difficult final lap of this stint. Might be in real trouble here, but of course has still got track position, the all-important track position. As yeah, we definitely don't want to pit him just yet. Don't want to double stack the cars if we can avoid it there. As Juncker into the pit lane then. So we will confirm and hopefully gets a nice clean tidy stop. We will put Engel back on that. And there we go then. So Juncker heading back out onto the circuit. Where is he going to re-emerge then in this race. He's going to be back out in P6 then. And you can see, yeah, you get the engine fully restored when you do that. So Maro Engel then, this lap can really afford to blast it as he gets back round to the pit lane then. But Junkadea is going to have his work cut out. I think most of the cars in front are probably going to have to pit again by the end. You can see the TMI car very, very slow down the back straight. So we're going to have to try and use a boost here. And there we go, down the inside, utilising that boost to the best of our abilities there. And you've got to be really, really careful with making sure you use those in the right places as well there. But yeah, luckily, of course, I think on the final lap we'll be able to absolutely hammer both cars round. Make sure that Maro is getting into the pit lane. Yeah, has to slow down or pit. So yeah, we pretty much timed that beautifully for Engel there into the pit lane. He'll go. And hopefully he's going to be out still. He's actually going to be out behind Junkadea, but he's got a little bit of, you know, you obviously have those fresher tyres right the way through to the end of the race then. So that's going to be okay, and we should be able to manage that quite nicely there. Junkadea, he isn't under too much pressure at the moment. He's got a couple of cars that are a bit further up the road. So I think we're going to try and see what Maro Engel can do. And obviously try and utilise those boosts as well, you know. I think using one after each pit stop is probably quite worth it. Just obviously because you've got that little bit more engine performance in the car. But then after that, it really is just about trying to manage them throughout the rest of a race as well there. But yeah, just a couple of laps to go then. Are we going to see our top two back into the pit lane then? As Junkadea are under some pressure actually from, I believe, yeah, another one of the Porsche cars. Should be pretty good on the tyres. They are a lot lower though than his teammates. There we go. Junkadea back to the lead of the race then as our top two cars into the pit lane. But he's still got someone, I don't quite know who that is, all over his gearbox there. As you can see, Engel is actually going to come out behind one. I believe that's one of the Audis. So we're going to have to try and use a boost them down one of these back straights. So we're going to try and save a little bit of performance here on the first part and get ready to utilise it on the second part of the straight there. You can see though, Junkadea as well is struggling. So we'll use that. We'll try and make our way down this back straight and gain a little bit of extra speed. That hasn't quite worked the way we wanted it to. But Junkadea are actually battling it out for the lead of the race. It's actually dropped now down to P3 then. So the AI, their tyres are, actually they're not even more worn than ours at the moment. We are just really, really struggling for pace in these races. We have still got those two boosts. So I'm going to try and use one down the front straight there, but it's actually this Audi behind that I'm very, very scared of as we'll try and... Oh, there we go. So for whatever reason, then the Audi actually boxing 2 laps in a row there. We'll use the last of Engel's boost as well. As you can see, they're gaining on his teammate. But yeah, you can see Junkadea, though, has still got that one extra boost. So we'll use that, try and break the cars up just a little bit. But on this final lap, then, of the race, we have got someone else closing in rather quickly on us. So are we going to be able to hang on for this one too here, or is that Audi going to get close enough? We might have to try and get Engel to go on a bit of a defensive drive, but no, he's actually going to try and look to the inside of Junkadea here. A teammate battle in towards the final couple of corners, but is the Audi going to get involved in it as well there? Yes, he is. We're going to have to go full chat through the final couple of corners there, and you can see Junkadea, he can't do it. He has not got the engine life at the moment, so he is really, really struggling there, but he has done a good job at trying to keep that Audi up further back as Maro Engel through the final couple of corners. That Audi is gaining in rather rapidly. We'll go full attack mode through the final corner. That is going to be our first win here on GT Manager there. Junkadea really struggled towards the end, but will come through for P4 there, so missing out on the double podium. But I must admit, yeah, the huge variety in lap times there really does actually provide quite an interesting aspect to this game as well. So that's a really, really cool little feature, you know, just how much the times can vary in these races as well there. So our first ever win on GT Manager 24 there, and it looks like we have got our marketing building all set up and ready to go there. So we can receive sponsors revenue for each race point that you score. This stat represents your maximum you can get per race. Obviously, you've got objectives, on-track merchandise, and some online merchandise as well there. So there are quite a lot of cool little things in this game as well. They're nice to see some logos that we recognize as well embedded within the game. So yeah, I think those though are going to take a little while longer to unlock as well there. But there we go, our first little look at GT Manager 24. Like I said, did a couple of races, had a lot of good fun with it as well, and I think, yeah, maybe we're going to play this game a bit more over the coming weeks and months. The game releases in a few weeks' time, so I think it's only on PC at the moment, so yeah, get it wishlist over on Steam if you are interested as well there. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings down in the comments below. Once again, a massive thank you to Tiny Digital Factory for giving me a copy of this game early to have a quick look at. But yeah, that's going to do us for this one, and we'll be back very soon with more racing-related content. A massive thank you to all of my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters for their continued donations to help my work. These things go much further than I think a lot of you ever realise and allow me to continue making content full-time here on YouTube. So if you want to support me from as little as £1 a month and be featured on all of these end clips, either click the join button next to the subscribe or head over to my Patreon. There's a link down in the description.